What is going on, guys? It is your boy Scrub here, back again with another video. Hope you guys are all having an absolutely fantastic, supercalifragilistic day. I know that I am. And if you are, it's very crucial to the purpose of this mission that you press the like button. Otherwise, no joke, no scam. This is not a joke, guys. You can't laugh. Your grandma will sit on you until you starve. Yeah, that's right, guys. I actually hooked up with your grandma about a week ago. I met her at bingo, and she told me that if you didn't press the like button, she was just gonna sit on you until you starved. I know what you're thinking. Ryan, when did you start dating my grandma? Trust me, it's not my fault, okay? I met her at the bingo hall. She looked lonely. I was lonely. One thing led to another. It makes sense. Be happy for your grandma, Billy. Real talk, though, I hope you guys are all having an absolutely fantastic day. I may not be dating your grandma, but I am about to entertain you for the next 15 minutes, which is basically the same thing. Don't ask me how those things are related, because honestly, I can't tell you, but they are, trust me. But as you can tell from the title and thumbnail, ladies and gentlemen, today I'm going to be telling you about my adventures at a nursing home. When I was in high school, we had to do community service to get some extra credit points, you know? And I wasn't exactly a student that could ever deny extra credit points, okay? I was a few light bulbs short of being the brightest kid in the class, if you're picking up what I'm putting down. So any extra credit that I could get, I would immediately take. So there was by my house this old folks home that I went up to and was like, hey, can I volunteer and, you know, help you guys do stuff for old people? I don't really know what this entails, but I wanted extra credit, dang it. And obviously no business is gonna be like, no, you can't give us free work, you know, especially when it's old people, because for some reason old people really love being surrounded by young people. They're like, you know, I might be 80, but being surrounded by 17-year-olds make me feel like a spry 65-year-old man. So, yeah, they said that basically I could volunteer and help out the old folks however I saw fit, and, you know, helping them meant a plethora of things. You see, before I really started hanging out at the old folks home, I thought that helping old people was definitely gonna be like, oh, hey, do you need me to chew your food and feed you like a baby bird? Or, oh, hey, do you need someone to play Uno with you? Oh, do you need someone to read to you because you're blind? That's what I expected. I expecting, you know, helping old people to basically be like a Boy Scout in like a Disney movie, all right? Where he's like, hello, sir, would you like help crossing the street? And the old man's like, why, yes, I would love help crossing the street, you know? I expected it to be pretty normal, everything that I had ever seen on TV about helping old people. But what I found, ladies and gentlemen, was not anything like what I expected. You see, little did I know that old folks home are actually the equivalent of an MTV reality show where everybody is 80 years old. There's drama, there's fights, there's parties, there's basically everything you could possibly think of crammed into a place where everybody single-handedly survived the Great Depression. And it was not what I expected. But regardless, I really think it's entertaining, so yeah, let's get into it. So the first day I get to this nursing home, right, I got my reading glasses at the ready. I am ready to throw down and bake cookies with so many grandmas. And I walk in and the lady's like, okay, today you're gonna be chilling with Leonard. And I know that Leonard's gotta be an old man because his name is Leonard, all right? And everybody born after the year 1943 was never named Leonard. I know one kid named Leonard in the comments right now. He's like, my name is Leonard. Nobody cares, okay? Come on, man. I'm kidding. I care about all of you. But Leonard is stereotypically an old name. So I pull up, and Leonard looks like this old man who has seen some stuff, all right? He looks like he's got some stories. And one thing that I really love about interacting with old people is the fact that they've experienced a lot and they can tell crazy stories. You know, I've kind of got a thing for stories. That's why I have a channel dedicated to telling them. I just feel like they're a really fun way to connect with people and like understand what life used to be like, you know? So I walk up to Leonard and I'm like, hey man, how you doing? And he immediately meets me with like this grumpy thing of, I don't need a helper. I don't know why they assigned you to me. I don't need anybody for anything. And I'm like, all right, dog, listen, if you don't want me to help you with anything, then like I don't have to help you, Leonard. But listen, if you need anything, like I'm here, dog. If you just want to chit chat, hang out, make a friend, like we can do that too. And he's like, oh, you're not gonna sit here and like, you know, lecture me about the fact that it's bad that I chain smoke cigarettes. And I'm like, yo, man, if you've made it this far, Leonard, okay, you kind of look like you sat behind Jesus in the 3rd grade. I'm pretty sure that you can do whatever you want. And he's like, oh, okay, you're one of these cool volunteers. And I was like, thank you. I have a distinction of being called cool by a man who fought in World War II. This man was storming the beaches of Normandy when I wasn't even conceived yet, and he thinks I'm cool. Which automatically means I get about plus 700 swag points, you know? So I started asking Leonard about his life, and he starts telling me, and come to find out, he's, you know, lived a pretty crazy life. He's done some crazy things, and he's ended up in here because, you know, he's a handful, and his son doesn't want to take care of him full time. Which sucks, but Leonard's like, hey, it ain't too bad in here. And I'm like, I don't know, man. It looks like it's pretty boring. Because looking around, half the people in this room with me and Leonard are either asleep, half asleep, or possibly dead. You know, everybody in here definitely, if they're falling asleep for too long, you start to get nervous, all right? It is an old folks home after all. But I don't see anybody having fun. I don't see anybody laughing. I don't see anybody trying to have a good time. So I'm kind of like, you know, Leonard, you ain't got to cat me, bro. I can tell that living in here is probably not the best time ever. And he's like, no. Trust me. Everybody just puts on the show until the night crew shows up. You know, the nurses during the day actually, you know, care about us and like want us to stay under control. So we just play along and act like nothing crazy's going on. You'll see as soon as the night crew get here, things get a little bit wild. And I'm like, oh, you know, okay. What is wild to an old man, though? In my head, I'm like, oh, yeah, things get wild, dude. Oh, we play 2-ball bingo. We pick 2 balls out at once. Like, I'm not expecting any of them to actually have anything wild going on. When an old man says that things get wild, you're like, wow, women are allowed to wear skirts now, you know? Like, I wasn't really expecting anything to get incredibly wild because I just didn't think old people had it in them. And trust me, they've got it in them. So around 5 p.m., the people that have been there since, you know, 7, 8 a.m. start going home and the night crew shows up. And I'm kind of like, all right, Leonard said it's about to get crazy, so what's finna go down? You know, I'm not really sure what I'm about to expect. And so by 6 p.m., most of the day crew has gone home and the night crew has started to show up. And this man walks over to Leonard and says, Leonard, man, how you doing? How are you? And Leonard looks at him and goes, cut the crap. Do you have my stuff? And I'm like, huh. Your stuff? What do you mean, Leonard? Like, come on. What your pain pills for your, like, scoliosis? I don't know what old people got, but, like, what do you mean by stuff? And he goes, yes, I do, Leonard. And he pulls out a bag and hands Leonard a full bottle of Jack Daniels and says, now, you know, you can't tell the nurses during the day that I get this stuff for you. And Leonard goes, yeah, I know. We have an agreement. Bro, the night crew shows up just tossing bottles to every geriatric old person in here, dog. They were like, ayo, it's time to turn on Party Rock Anthem. The old people have to get turned. And so Leonard kind of looks at me and winks a little bit and goes, I told you that the night crew gets crazy. And I'm like, yeah, okay. They just gave this old man who looks like he could probably get knocked over by a feather a full bottle of Jack Daniels and said, we have an agreement, bruh. If that ain't the old people mafia, I don't know what is. And so after that, Leonard says, okay, come with me. So I follow him. I'm pushing him in his wheelchair that he is in, by the way, pushing him in his wheelchair to this room. And so we're walking down the hallway where all the rooms are, and people are saying, oh, hi, Leonard. How you doing, Leonard? Got any plans for tonight, Leonard? And Leonard's just kind of smiling and is like, yeah, you know, I'm gonna do Leonard things. I don't know what Leonard things are, okay, but it sounds super cool. Like, I wish I could refer to things as Ryan things. Like, imagine somebody's like, hey, what you doing? You go, I'm gonna go do a Rebecca. And they're like, I know the Rebecca. Rebecca's a classy lady, you know. I know exactly what Rebecca means. That's just cool. If you start being able to refer to stuff you do as the Ryan and people know what you're talking about, that means you've got at least 700 swag points on lock. So I'm pushing Leonard, right, inching down the hallway like a snail, and he finally gets to this room and he goes, this is my girlfriend's room. And I'm like, all right, Leonard, I see you, bro. You got a girlfriend, you in here, you got the bottle of Jack, you got the girlfriend. What more do you need? You know, what more does a 90-year-old man needs? And so he goes, can you open the door? So I open the door and push him in, and his girlfriend's so nice, you know, she's talking to me. Oh, how old are you? What grade are you in? We have a great conversation, and then finally, you know, Leonard looks at me and he goes, hey, we're going to have some adult time. I'm not going to question it, okay? I do not want to know what 2 wrinkly sacks of leather get up to when adult time is going on. Can you stand outside and keep guard? And I kind of look at him and I ask, you know, Leonard, you guys are adults, you know? As weird as it is that you have a bottle of Jack, as weird as it is that you need adult time, like, you guys are 90. You can pretty much do what, like, you're adults, you know? I'm not your babysitter. I'm a 15-year-old kid. What do I know about keeping watch and telling nurses what you're doing? Like, you're an adult, bro. You can pretty much do whatever you want. And he's like, oh, no. The staff doesn't care if we have adult time, you know. They don't really care about that at all. We're gonna look out for her husband. And I'm like, hold up. Wait, what? I did not expect to get roped into this. I came here to read to old people, okay? I came here to help old people eat Jell-O. I did not know I was gonna be the lookout for an old person affair. Bruh, I feel like once I get to 82, whoever I married, I'm just stuck with, okay? Things don't get better from there. But Leonard was like, nah, dog, your wife cute, I'm snatching. I don't even care, bruh. You pull up at your party, I'm with my gang, and it's gonna be a robbery, so hide your woman, okay? Because Leonard is really out here stealing everybody's females, no questions given. He was really like, yeah, I might be 90, but I'm still capable of stealing your girlfriend, bruh, and there's nothing you can do about it. Hey, kid, go stand outside while I, have adult time with this dude's wife. Then, like, what am I supposed to do? So I'm like, okay, because I'm 15 and I don't know what to do. A 90-year-old man tells you to stand in the hallway and look out for this girl's husband. You're telling me you're going to go, Leonard, I question the morality of sleeping with another man's. Like, no, you're not going to do that, okay? So I'm like, well, what does he look like? And of course, I get the most generic description ever. Oh, he's an old white dude. Thank you for that. It's not like every person in this hallway is an old white dude. So whatever, I go outside while Leonard and his girlfriend get up to adult time, whatever that means, I'm gonna pretend that I'm a PG family-friendly Christian channel. Amen. So after adult time, it's now what? 8 p.m.? Like, it's still pretty early by most standards, but for old people time, that might as well be 2 in the morning, because Leonard rolls out and goes, okay, now, it's time for us to go to bed. And I'm like, it's 8 p.m., Leonard, and he goes, old people wake up early. I've been up since 4:30. And I'm like, all right, dog, whatever you got to do. You had adult time with your lady. I don't really know what else you're going to try to get up to tonight. And he goes, but before we go, I need you to take something with you, okay? And I'm like, oh no, what am I smuggling out of this old folks home, okay? I did not come here to become a mule for an old people trafficking ring. And he hands me an empty bottle of Jack, the entire thing gone, and says, can you just throw this away when you get home? And I'm like, why are you not allowed to throw it away here? And he goes, well, we're allowed to drink, but I go through basically a bottle of these a day, so I think they would start to question if it's healthy. So will you just throw it away from me? And I'm like, Leonard, dog, come, you can't make me an accomplice at everything you're doing wrong, okay? Like, are you allowed to drink? And he's like, yeah, of course I am. So I'm like, you know what? Fine, I'm gonna trust Leonard. Okay, he's 90. I don't know any better, bro. I'm not a nurse. I've never worked in an old folks home before. So I'm like, all right, dog, bet. So I take it with me. I throw it away. I haven't thrown it away. I take it with me, I push Leonard to his room, and from there, he's like, hey, you just gotta go find a nurse and they'll get me ready for bed or whatever. So I'm like, okay. I go in the hallway. The same nurse that gave, the bottle of Jack to Leonard is there, and I walk up to him. I go, hey, man, Leonard says he's ready to get to bed. Like, he says that you're going to help him. And the guy goes, oh, yes, I love Leonard, and comes in, gets Leonard ready for bed. And before I leave, I'm like, yo, Leonard, do you need anything else? Do you want water? Do you need anything? And Leonard goes, no, I don't need anything, but when's the next time you're volunteering? And I go, I don't know, probably like next week. And Leonard looks at me and seriously as possible, like as seriously as humanly possible, goes, you're my wingman now. You're my assistant. You're the only cool person that's volunteered here in a while, so you work with me. You got it? And I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm sure. Yeah, sure, whatever. Whenever I'm here, yes, I will work for you, Leonard. And he goes, yeah, you're about to see how this place really works, man. And I'm like, oh no. In my first day here, I've witnessed an old man get a bottle of Jack smuggled to him by his caretaker. I've had to stand outside and keep watch while Leonard has adult time with somebody else's wife, and he's telling me that this is just the beginning of my adventures in the old folks home. Not gonna cap, I did learn quite a bit. Leonard, if you're watching this, which I highly doubt because I had to teach you how to do basically everything with technology, you taught me a lot, and I greatly appreciate the adventures that you showed me. So old folks homes are definitely not what they appear to be, ladies and gentlemen, and this is just the beginning. If you guys want more of my adventures at the old folks home, I'm more than happy to tell them. I just don't know if you guys are really gonna love it. So this was just the beginning to see if you guys would be receptive to more of these. If you are, let me know. But yeah, on that note, don't get anyone pregnant if you do. Make sure they're hot. Today's notification shout out goes to a very swagtastic Artsy Doll. Big shout out to you for having on notifications. If you want notification shout out, turn on notifications, send a screenshot to me on Instagram at Scrubby, which you should follow, by the way. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow with another video. I'm out. Peace. I'm gonna go chill with Leonard, smuggle some stuff into an old folks home, because that's apparently what all the kids are doing these days.